My name is Ali Husseini. I grew up in Southern California and now operate one of the largest sport fishing websites in the world.
Just another day at the office?
My office, not yours.
I'm Rush Maltz.
Gotcha, what you seeing?
Florida Keys native and career fishing guide for the past 20 years.
Fish, when I come out to California, you can let me catch all the 300-pound tuna.
Our passion is our profession, and we know there's more to fishing than just a catch.
There's a good mark right there. That's what I like to see.
He's not superstitious because that's bad luck. That's the one!
We explore the people, places, and species that make up the culture of fishing. For me, every morning I wake up and I have a plan, you know, some kind of a plan in my head. Boat looks great, man. Looks really, really good. But, you know, the plan doesn't always work out. So you can't just hang your hat on one thing.
Go by the fish house and see what they got.
Okay.
Hopefully they got some herring, get some chum.
A couple blocks of chum, herring, a bonita. I always have a backup plan. I always have plan B. I'm always thinking about my next move, even as I'm making my first move. So Ali, like I was telling you, Tony is deeply rooted in the fishing industry down here. His wife owns a fish house. He guided down here right next to me for the better part of 20 years.
You know, I met Tony several years ago at ICAST. Really good dude, mellow guy. You can kind of tell he's your kind of guy, likes to have a good time.
So what's the story in here? I mean, I know obviously you don't see us in too many commercial fishing harbors usually.
Yeah, so basically the way it works is the fish house owns the property, the boats get to stay here for free, and the fish house finances a lot of the traps and helps them, you know, with their bait and their fuel, and if the engine breaks. Okay. And in return, they're committed to sell their product to the fish house.
Sort of like a cooperative.
The dude is sort of a legend in his own right. He's known his boat. He's got a great name, the Key Limey. I've been down to his shop, the Saltwater Angler, down there in downtown Key West a few times. Tony is as local gets down here after 25 or 30 years in the business.
What do you think? I know this wind's kicking, but I'm sure you got something up your sleeve.
Yeah, you know, it's kicking pretty hard out the south, but you know, the beautiful thing about the Keys is if it blows hard out the south, you can go north.
Yeah.
And vice versa. So we got some options. Russ has got the crabs. We're gonna go over to the shrimp dock here and pick up some bait.
You know, Key West has got two really completely different fisheries that have a lot of the same fish on both sides, if you want to call it that. But, you know, typically down here, we're fishing in the Atlantic. But in this case, you know, we're fishing the other zone, which is the Gulf.
You were talking you'd really like to get on some permit again.
Oh man, that was so much fun.
And it's April and it's the time of year. So given our conditions, given the weather, I think that's our best option for today. From the first time I took Ali permit fishing, his mind was blown at the fact that, you know, you could target these fish on the surface, you know, sight casting to them.
I always thought that the permit was only a fish that you would catch on a fly rod or on a flat. I like catching big jacks that pull hard, and the permit definitely fits that bill. In this case, you know, we're able to target them using more conventional ways that I'm used to fishing.
What are you looking at here, Tony?
Well, the wreck's right up here in front of us. I think I'm gonna jump up in the tower.
Okay.
And kind of run around the front of it, and we'll cut the engines and see if we can see something.
Coming down here, spending more time with the local guys, I learned that there are other ways to target these fish that are a lot more my speed.
You want me to have a crab pinned on, ready to go?
Yeah, okay. Let's get a crab on right now and get ready. I'll jump up in the tower.
There is something about sight fishing permit or even blind casting to them, you know, when you know they're there, that's right up my alley. It's kind of a hunt. You kind of got to track them down. You got to predict which way they're moving and present a bait.
So what I like to do is...
That was the trick. It was the drill bit.
Yes.
How far in are you going?
Not even, you know, 1/16 of an inch. You don't want too much meat because you want it to pull through when they eat it.
Copy. Okay,
And that's it right there. Permit are definitely around in big numbers in the spring. They're starting to congregate around these wrecks in bigger numbers.
I'm marking fish right now. Yeah, right here. Yep.
And the deal with these guys, right, is as soon as you feel tension, hit them, right?
As soon as you feel it, they're crushing it. It's a great time of year to go out there and target them. So.
I got him.
There he is.
All right, there we go.
I felt him crunching it.
Crushed it.
I think when most people think about permit, you imagine a guy pulling on a flat. But the reality is, this time of year, you know, just before summer, late spring here in the Keys, you know, catching permit from a large center console is very possible, and it's a fish that these guys are targeting.
That was them we marked then.
It was them.
It was way off the mark though. And then when I brought it up and put it right back out, I got it down like 20 feet.
Yeah,
And
but
I
you
felt
think
them.
about it, they're milling around. They're all over the place.
Any concerns with him breaking me off or
Yeah,
anything?
he's heading towards the wreck, but I mean, you're doing the best you can right there.
I wouldn't button it down too much. It's just one of those things. You're more concerned about a shark or something.
Okay. I mean, he's owning me right now.
Yeah, he's
marking
going to.
I'm marking them right
Nice work, Tony.
They pull, don't they?
Oh, dude.
Well, they are in the jack family, aren't they?
Yeah, they're a jack. I mean, that shape and everything, you know, just like reeling up a mahi. They're like sheet of plywood. I see him down there.
Got any friends?
I don't see his friends. He's on his side.
Nice sized fish.
Yeah,
there we go, baby. Beautiful Florida keys.
So cool. They are such a rad fish.
Beautiful fish, huh?
So rad. See, and growing up, you always hear about the the tarpon and the
That's a
bonefish.
perfect size too.
You know, and I was never that excited about catching them because it was just kind of a flats thing, and that doesn't
Right.
get me excited. That, throwing a crab, especially getting to sight fish them, just an
Yeah, a lot-
awesome fish.
Light tackle, the whole 9 yards.
Oh, dang, they're tough.
Yeah.
That is what we came for, sir. Thank
Nice
you.
work, brother.
Awesome.
Nice work.
Hey, on the first stop, too. Man, you're much better at this than Rush.
Good job, boys. For me, permit fishing is honestly one of my favorite types of fishing. I just felt something weird.
No,
too.
that I'm bit.
Oh yeah, you're
Oh,
bit.
there we go.
Favorite way to catch them is when they're on the surface and we're sight casting to them.
I'm bit.
Look at you. And the cool thing about it is you have to be on your toes. Like if you don't feel the bite right away, you're gonna miss that bite.
We are right on top of the wreck.
Right on top of
I'm
it.
in neutral, so we'll drift off.
That permit is gonna eat that crab, crush it, and spit it out before you blink your eye. The next part of it is just, I mean, they're one of the hardest fighting fish. You're fighting these fish on little spinning rods. A lot of times you have a wreck or some kind of relief you're trying to keep them out of.
Come on, dude. You don't want to go in that wreck. Yeah, I'm slow playing him. He's kind of like working with me.
Doing the dance.
Right under the bow.
Get out of your way here.
No, he's acting like there's either a
Man,
shark
he's
on
fighting
him.
hard.
Getting real thumpy.
Yep. I felt a good, like, erratic thump. No, he's there. He's there. I can see him. Yeah!
Nice work.
Dude, they're
Super two.
so stoked. Yeah, that's pretty much the end of my trip right there.
Super
Did something right twice in a row.
You on permit, Captain Tony's gonna put you on them. And so many different ways to catch them. Like right now, we're given the conditions, you're just drifting over the spot, hoping for a bite.
And that's
Sometimes
skill
we're seeing
fishing.
them.
That feeling that little bitty peck and getting the hook in them. It's not just throwing a piece of bait over the side.
No,
you know?
I mean, they'll crush it and they'll be gone.
And it takes teamwork, Tony's got to put the boat right, find him on the meter. Dude, that is so cool.
Beautiful job, guys.
So cool.
Good job. We go alley along, eh?
Nice thing about a crab is generally there's not a ton of fish that are gonna eat it. But there is bycatch that goes along with fishing and crab.
2 swing and misses. Oh, he came back though. That's nice.
Oh, that's definitely a mangrove then.
It's definitely a 12-inch mangrove. It's pretty close to the boat though.
Jeez.
Man, you don't often get 3 shots.
Tony's
I
just
can't even get one
A little
shot.
bit of
though.
Irish luck there, mate. That's it.
Big mangy,
Oh, it might be a mutton.
mutton
Mutton.
snapper.
Nothing's better than nothing.
You definitely wanted it. And sometimes certain fish surprise you. You know, a fish you would never expect to eat a crab eats a crab. 40 feet.
Again, he came back. So
You might want to get in on some of this mutton snapper action, Ollie.
I want to.
It's a nice fish.
Oh, he just got me. They're there.
Doubled up, baby.
I don't think it's a permit though.
You know when you're really hot and then all of a sudden you're not?
Oh look, another mutton snapper.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
What do you got, Tony?
I got another mutton snapper.
I can't get one.
What are they doing? It's a nice one too. I mean, he ate it.
Man, we could have
He
4
ate it
muttons
20
in the
feet
boat
behind the
already. Look at that. Another mutton snapper. You believe that?
How big's yours?
Woo! Look at you.
There's a real one.
A whopper with the cheese right there.
Look at that. Nice one.
What's up, bro?
I don't like these amberjacks swimming around all fired up. Oh.
It's better than nothing.
Another mutton.
Yes, sir. Those are AJ's chasing. I thought it was a shark trying to eat it. My favorite Florida fish, hands down.
Yeah. For me, being out every day and seeing some of this stuff on a daily basis, you know, I probably take a little bit of it for granted.
Going the wrong way, Captain Rush.
That's gonna give you a little tussle right there, Tony.
Yeah, I'm not.
Big old reef donkey.
Having Ali or customers on the boat and just seeing the excitement, seeing how geeked up they get over seeing some of these fish, these amberjacks on the surface feeding, it really puts things in perspective for me on what a great fishery it is.
I think so. I'm not winning, that's for sure.
Tony, in my eyes, you're always winning.
One of the things that's blown away a lot of my friends who come out here to fish with Rush is the amberjack.
Let me know when you got them up, Tony. I'll land them for you.
You got it, brother.
Least I can do after you do all that work.
It's so comparable to our yellowtail, but they're so much more plentiful and so much bigger here.
You got them close yet?
I think he's got me right where he wants me.
Do you have any regrets in life, Tony?
Uh-oh. I got to
Not
Something
moving to the
big and
Florida
heavy.
Keys, that's for sure.
You send a buddy out here to fish with Rush, and next thing you know, the guy catches a 40 or 50 pound, yellowtail-like fish and catches 5 or 6 of them. That's an awesome day on the water. I'm gonna take my bait out of the water. I don't want a part of either of these. Here, let me get out of your way so you can not land that fish.
I don't think my chances are very good
I
anyway.
don't like your chances. How are you still on?
Skill.
Yeah, it must be, clearly.
I mean, that's all I got for you.
There's about a 100% chance you're gonna land that with your skill. I don't care how long you've been fishing or all the places you've fished or all the stuff you've caught, there is definitely something about having a captive audience, of 30 or 40, 20-pound fish sitting right next to the boat looking around for the next thing to eat.
You got that close? Can you bump the motors in reverse a little bit for me?
Rush, can you hurry up and get that fish in, bro?
Yeah, I'm gonna be a minute. All right, I'm done.
You are. That stuff just never gets old.
There it is.
Very nice.
Nice.
Very nice.
Eat that
On the bear jig.
bear jig, dude.
So much fun out here, man. Just, so many different ways to fish, so many different fish to
Right.
catch.
Mutton snapper, amberjack. We've been here like 5 minutes. We're just
You
getting
know,
started.
The permit around. I mean, the Gulf offers so much different stuff. How about we let this guy go? The big difference too between the Atlantic and the Gulf, a lot of times, we're throwing live bait on the Atlantic. The fish are busting 100 yards back, 50 yards back. You're free lining a line back to them. You're not really seeing the bite. Up in the Gulf, I mean, it's like looking into an aquarium, basically.
Rush, you mind if I grab the fly rod and give it a go?
Dude, I don't think you're gonna see a better opportunity than this. I mean, they are fired up right here.
I like your chances.
They are fighting over everything that hits the water.
The thing I tell people all the time about fishing in the Keys is you never know what's gonna happen. In this case, amberjack wasn't even on the menu. We weren't thinking about them, we weren't targeting them, and next thing we know, we got a ripper bite of them, all by ourselves in the middle of nowhere with all these fish just waiting to be caught. Boom.
Oh, that took a long time. What size tippet you got on there?
I got like 25 pound.
They're a great fish for charter fishing, especially when I have fly clients. When I have fly clients, I mean, there's nothing better and seeing your backing right away. That's gonna sting a little bit.
Yeah, that's all right.
It's a lot of fun.
Oh, there's the bull shark.
See him?
Just going straight down there, yep.
That took a long time too. Let me come over here and break you off.
Oh, coming through. Coming through.
He just puked up 20 chunks, that one fish you hooked, Rush.
Trying to stay out of Capt and Tony. Let me come underneath you here. I think we're still together.
I still feel it, yeah.
It is. One more time. There you
So
go.
cool.
Let me come over top of you.
Yep.
Over. Yep, under. Go ahead, go. There you go. Ooh, you still got
One
it.
more time or the other way.
Nah, it was under. They went right together, didn't you?
There we go. That's what we signed up for. Nice calm afternoon in the Gulf.
The Gulf always gets best when it gets about 100 degrees out here. So how many species did we catch right here? Muttons, amberjacks. You ever see your yellowtail fired up like this?
No, I mean on a kelp patty, yeah, but they don't hang
whipping
around.
them up on bait and stuff.
Yeah, they don't just, I mean they will, but not like these guys. These guys just seem so fearless.
Yeah, I mean.
We were able to get one on the popper, huh?
Oh yeah, I think you could get one on a slice of bread right now.
I'm pretty sure. Corn on the cob.
That was a lot of fun, man. They ate that popper instantly.
I was gonna say, did it even hit the water?
Yeah, it did, but not for very long.
Watch your hands there, big boy.
Yeah, no, I don't like. Chug Norris strikes again. Tony, I'm gonna let this guy go in a second. I'll come help you with your fish.
Sounds good, brother.
You know, the other great thing about getting these fish chummed up and fired up behind the boat is, well, okay, I just caught 4 of them, you know, on a hook. Well, let me try something different now. Let's catch one on fly. Hey, we got these poppers on the boat. Let's try and catch one on a popper. Let's try and catch one on this riptide or a mad scat or whatever you might have on the boat. There we go. Look at that.
Beautiful job.
I like that fly.
It's a pretty one, isn't it?
What is that? Just a pilchard pattern?
Pilchard pattern, yeah, made by Orvis.
Orvis makes that.
Yep.
Very cool.
Very nice.
It is a great pilchard pattern.
It works.
All right, buddy, I'm gonna let this guy go.
Beautiful. Thank you, Rush. Appreciate it.
Oh man, sure, you did all the work.
Whenever that stuff happens, you know, the kid in you kind of comes out and you want to catch him on a hot dog. You want to catch him on a cigarette butt. You want to catch him on a bottle cap. Every lure in your bag, it doesn't matter. And you get to see the bite, which, you know, there's nothing like.
Oh, there we go, right in front of the camera. I
yeah.
love that one. Yeah.
You're gonna get 2 on that one.
Don't go around,
Tony.
don't go around.
Look at the big barracuda mixed in with them.
Dude, that is not a barracuda. That's a dinosaur cousin of a barracuda. You see how beat up he is and stuff?
Man, it's so awesome.
This thing's a monster.
I love these days out here. Flat calm,
beautiful.
fish all over the surface.
I'm sorry about your back, Tony.
The big takeaway I had on this trip was options. These guys live and die by options.
That will all like they're going to give up, and then they come up and go back down.
They're just looking for more food.
The riptide.
You ripped them with the riptide.
Because the weather can blow down here, because fishing changes so fast, for any number of reasons, these guys have been doing this for so long, they've always got another trick up their sleeve.
Oh, right at the boat.
Oh, easy.
Got my
easy.
glasses wet, Tony.
I appreciate
bro.
you blocking that for me.
That was awesome.
All in all, I was pleasantly surprised with, you know, the productivity from the Gulf. I hadn't been out there in a while. Given the weather conditions, you know, it didn't disappoint.
You were gonna get 2 fish if that front hook's not buried. They're coming up snapping at it. See? Is that 2?
Yeah.
You get a second one?
I'm going to snap it out of his mouth.
Tony, please don't lose that popper. It's the only one I have.
I usually say, you know, my grandmother gave me that lure or something.
Well, I don't want to put that kind of guilt on you.
My grandmama gave me that lure chain.